Zach Werenski's production has been there. He's playing almost 27 minutes a night. Can you describe just how valuable he's been to the group this year?
Yeah, you see the minutes, you see the stats, you watch some of the goals. Sure, those are all fantastic factors in helping us win hockey games, but what he has done as a leader, as a calm presence, as a mature person within the locker room has really helped us. He does a lot of things that people don't see from the outside, but we clearly value from the inside.
Why do you think he's able to handle that many minutes? What allows him to kind of thrive in that workload?
I have no idea. All these guys, all athletes come in tremendous shape, right? But his conditioning was fantastic, but for whatever reason they have an inner engine. His recovery rate is just fantastic. We get into overtime and we can literally probably leave him on the ice the whole time, and it's not because he's saving himself either. You see some guys will save themselves in different situations. He doesn't. He plays hard every shift and every time he's out there. So special athletes have special things within their body and their makeup, and he definitely has that.
When you say he does a lot of stuff that you might not see from the outside, can you give an example of that? What do you mean by that?
Well, just leadership qualities, right? With the adversity we've talked about, Johnny Gaudreau, and we don't have Boone Jenner and Gabranson, two of our leaders on our hockey clubs, as captain, assistant captain. It's allowed him to step up and be a leader within our hockey club. He's a quiet guy. He doesn't get up on the soapbox and give a lot of speeches, but he has spoke to the group a few times, and I think that leadership has given him confidence to play with the ability that he has physically, has given him the opportunity to lead this hockey club in the manner that he is right now.
The short time you've had between jobs, does that make you a different coach? Is there any reflection that you're doing things any differently than you've done in the past?
Yeah, I think every coach that goes through it, we all get fired. I don't know if there's one that hasn't. If there is, let me know, and I'd love to have that job. But yeah, sure. Do you self-evaluate? Do you look at what you've done in the past? 100%. So have I changed some things that I do personally? Are we doing some things differently as a coaching staff? Yeah, there's some stuff that I thought we could do better and change and different. So I think a lot of coaches go through that, and I think the more opportunity you have to do it gives you obviously more experience to deal with situations.
The Leafs are winning in different ways this season, Dean. What do you thought of the job that Craig's done all the way?
Well, I've coached against Chief for a long time, and played against him. Unfortunately, didn't have to do anything with him on the ice. I have tremendous respect for what he's done as a coach at every level he's been.
What's the biggest thing you learned about Marchenko that you didn't know before you got here?
That his compete, his battle level, his one-on-one competitiveness is great. Sure, did we see his ability to shoot the puck, his ability to open up and shoot a one-timer, and his wrister and blah, blah, blah. But his competitiveness, his willingness to compete for loose pucks, and his willingness to get to the inside to score those goals is something that's been exciting for us as a team.
Do you guys hear any Craig Ruby stories from junior high?
No.
Yes, you can.
No, I cannot, and he better not share any either.
Dean, you guys are going through a little bit of a scoring lull right now. Anything you're working on to try and pick that up?
No, we've talked about that before. You get the defensive zone cleaned up, and then you're scoring, and then you get your scoring going in your neutral zone. So we're constantly tweaking, obviously, as every team, every coaching staff does. we want us to continue to play the right way, continue to give ourselves a chance, stay in hockey games. We've talked about that a lot. Getting out here on the road and or at home is just giving ourselves a chance to stay in games, not feeding into teams and or letting the game get away from us by cheating it. So we don't want to talk too much about scoring goals because we have the recipe that defense first. That'll allow us to translate into offensive opportunities and hopefully goals.
If Werenski is more of a quiet leader, which players have stepped up as vocal leaders in general?
There's I hate to single guys out because there's a ton of leaders in our room that have been thrust into that situation because of people not being in our locker room. So there's a lot of guys that have stepped up in leadership roles, and I would just say this, that our team as a group have really come together since the start of the year. And I think we've got a good mix of younger, older, vocal, quiet guys, and on any given night we can see leadership from different people.
Not your first time, but what these games mean to you?
Yeah, it's super exciting. I mean, last night I got to get dinner with a ton of my family, my mom and my dad's side, see some friends. It's great to be back in the city. That's awesome.
Any advice for Luca tonight?
Enjoy it. I mean, I was definitely maybe overwhelmed coming back last time. I think I had like 90 to 100 people here or something, and it gets to you. But to be honest, it's just an experience you're going to remember for a while, and just for him just to enjoy it.
How many tonight?
Sorry?
How many tonight?
For me?
Friends and family, yeah.
70.
70?
Yeah. They don't slow down.
Yeah.
Playing for free today.
Oh, yeah. Paying to play.
Adam, are you aware, like last year, were you aware of that crowd that was here for you, and will you think about it tonight, or you just bear down and play the game?
You know what? I'm extremely grateful to have the people show out that have. I showed at the draft. I had a ton of people there. I had a ton of people in my first game here, and those two were two big firsts for me. And I think tonight will be the first time where I'm like, all right, like done this before. Everybody's been here, and we can just play the game and have fun.
What does it add to it, though, over a normal game for you?
What does it add? It just adds some excitement. I mean, I know I'm playing in front of a lot of eyes of people that I love and people that are good friends of mine. So maybe just play a little extra hard and just try to show well for them.
What's it like to go up against Matthews, that top line?
Yeah, I mean, I've played against them a few times now, and they're extremely skilled. You got to be aware when you're in your own D zone. They're world-class players, so I'm just going to try and do my best and try and put a couple on the board for ourselves as well.
What has Dean done for you?
A lot. I mean, he's put me in a lot of positions to learn this year, and especially with Monahan and everything I was able to learn from him, especially at the bumper position and playing center. He's done so much for me. He's been a great leader, been a great teammate, and Dino's been great with pulling me in and talking to me and making sure that I'm growing the right way as a centerman. And it's tough to do in this league, so he's done a great job with me this season.
You've grown with your game from that. What areas do you feel like you're better in?
Just defensively, I think I'm able to slow down the game a little bit in the D zone, and I'm a player that always thinks I have to be skating fast to be working hard, but it's not always true. So, like I said, with Monahan and with Dino, like they both help me to be able to slow down in the D zone, play the right way, and sometimes less is more in the D zone, so that helps.
What stands out about the season Werenski is putting together?
It's a Norris type season, man. It's amazing. He's been a rock for us back there every single night. He's playing like 27, 28 minutes, and it's not easy to play half the game, put up the points that he does, and do so much for us on the kill with the power play, 5-on-5, offensive and defensive draws. He's been everything for us this year. It's been great.
How do you think he does that, play that many minutes? Like, what do you see behind the scenes?
I mean, I work out with him all summer, and he's a dog in the gym. He's a dog on the ice, and he just works so hard. I mean, he's a guy that I want to be around in the offseason because it pushes me to work even harder. Being on the ice with him is great. I get to see a lot of the things that a young player should in a veteran guy, and yeah, he just works so hard and he's so dialed in that it allows him to do that.
Adam, as a team, you guys are going through a little bit of a lull here, goal scoring. You talked about bearing down a little bit more. What else can you guys do to maybe get those numbers back where you want them?
Stick with it. I mean, last game was a little bit slow for us. We weren't playing as quick as we maybe would have liked. So tonight, play quick, play fast, play smart, and when we get our opportunities, bear down on them.
There's a lot, to be honest. Like I said, he's one of my favorite players. His shot's unbelievable. Just, he's got a really underrated two-way game. He strips guys of pucks. He plays with a little bit of grease. So, he's a special player, and, just excited to get out there and face off against him tonight.
What was the watch party like?
Again, I don't know. I was about 12 years old. We went to the Real Sports Bar with, it was one of my closest buddies, my dad and his dad. And as I was saying earlier, I was a pretty big Leafs fan growing up. So to see him go #1 was pretty big. And I kind of was a huge Leafs fan at the time. And it was super cool.
How many people in the building for you tonight?
I don't know the exact number. Definitely 50 plus somewhere. I don't know the exact number, but there's gonna be a good crowd, good amount of people, and I can't thank them enough for wanting to support me and coming out here. And it's not like any of those people asked for tickets. They found their own way to get their own tickets to support me. So I can't thank them enough.
What was your favorite memory as a fan of the Leafs growing up?
I think just coming to Leafs games with my parents, with my dad, my mom, my sister. We went to a lot of games together. Some with even just me and my dad. It's kind of where I fell in love with the game here at the ACC at the time. But just such a cool rink, cool atmosphere, and it's just gonna be awesome to get out there tonight.
What was it like being out there this morning?
Yeah, really awesome. I was saying that I told my parents to come by for morning skate. It's going to be a cool night for them as well. They've sacrificed so much for me, and for them to watch me play in this arena where we watched a lot of Leafs hockey. It's going to be cool for them.
Any games pop as a fan in this building for you?
There was a couple playoff games where I came to as a Leafs fan that were pretty cool, but not one that really sticks out. Maybe one where I think there was Austin Matthews scored an overtime winner against Chicago. It was a pretty cool one. Came down on a 2-on-1, kind of went back bar. It was in and out so quick, and that was more when he was first couple of years of his career. And that's one that really sticks out.
What's Kirill Marchenko really like? What's Kirill Marchenko really like?
He's a funny guy. He's always got a smile on his face. He keeps the room light, and just a good guy to be around. A good hockey player, of course.
I play for him couple dollars for this.
No questions?
No questions.